Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Steam Gamers, and welcome. So today we're taking a look at another beautiful ship from the Steam Workshop. This time, after looking at a little bit of feedback on the previous highlight or sort of spotlight video, you guys wanted me to have a look at a more civilian class ship, maybe a cargo hauler, but the design or the idea behind it is it had to be very industrial, simple, and instead of looking at all the massive ships that I look at, you wanted me to look at a ship that was a little bit smaller, maybe with a 2 or 1 man crew, more suitable towards survival. So as usual, we're going to take a look around the outside, and I'm just going to give it a little bit more of a detailed look and take into consideration some survival factors. Now first off, the design on the exterior itself, we've got this grey sort of tan mixture going on within the camouflage itself, and I do have to say it does blend into the world quite well from a distance. You've got that nice sort of star blending effect as it works away. Very nice little bit of camouflaging idea. I don't know if it's intentional or unintentional. So as we work our way to the front, we have the antenna. The new models do look absolutely beautiful, and what he's done is place the antenna on 2 armored blocks, more for detailing rather than the protection themselves. And then both sides we've got double-barreled rocket launchers, so it does have a little bit of attack potential to actually eliminate pirates and other things that are going to come against it. And just look, most of these thrusters on the side are quite exposed, quite vulnerable, but remember, this is a cargo ship. The idea is long sort of cargo missions where there's no real big threat except a bit of piracy. And on the side we've got a little bit of protection to the cargo containers, but still very vulnerable on top. We've got the block across the side, so they can't be easily accessed there, and on the top they're not going to be able to be easily accessed again because there's that grate on top, but that can be broken off quite easily. Now as we have a look around the side, we come a little bit further on, we've got one of these Gatling turrets just to deter them smaller drones and other things that'll be picking around your galaxy or your star system, wherever you happen to play. And as we go down to this lower deck, we've got this really nice little catwalk that's been designed, as well as a docking bay. So you can see this is Connector 5 as it's listed as. You can imagine that coming and inserting itself into a slot or a smaller ship, dropping off supplies and feeding that into the cargo. But just look how he's laid out this deck work below. We've got 2 other connectors on the side there and another 2 towards the back. A smaller ship obviously would have to dock in the back ones here. And as you can see, we've got these nice little just broken down fences that add so much more detail to the ship itself. So if we go back up on the top, we'll have a look at the top. We've got another catwalk up on the top that leads us down into a little bay where we can enter into the ship. I like the idea of this ship because it has a really strong feeling of the vanilla sort of red cargo ship, but stripped down. It's like they took that original design, they stripped it down, took it apart, and they turned it into this guy where it's just bare functional survival needs. So as we come back, we've got the engine nacelles that have been decorated really nicely with these lights that have been put on both sides. Just a little bit of detailing like that can really set off your design on these engine bays. You can see how it's doing it just there. We've got the thruster here on the front completely exposed once again, and then as we go along the side here, we've got the thrusters still quite exposed on the side, and we've got this sort of trellis sort of effect that's been created by using these grey slanted blocks. And then towards the back we have quite a nice little engine cowling over both sides, so you can see there, and then we've got the central exposed thruster. But what I do quite like about this bit is just have a look here. You can see the jump drive's been exposed here, and it's been lit up with 2 little lights for a bit of detail. Look at that nice little curve they've added onto the back there. So if we switch to the other side, it's pretty much a mirror image of the opposite point. The only difference is you'll notice that windows on that side, and there's also a window on that side, but the view has actually been cut off half block here, so the window is not as vulnerable as it is in a standard sort of large block configuration. Quite a nice little idea. We've got a good bit of thrust on the top and the bottom, but we'll head inside and we'll have a look at the very simple interior that I just love. So we're going to enter through the lower cargo deck, maybe where traders or people that are loading cargo aboard the ship would actually enter through. And as you walk in through here, you're pronounced with the first sort of airlock, and you've got this very neat, very tiny interior corridor. So for long journeys, we've got the cryo base, so the pilot and the engineer that this ship is designed for can store away as they go through different areas. We've also got the med room, so they can respawn in that area. If I turn my light on and continue into here, this is one of my favorite rooms in the ship, just how they've laid out the reactors on both sides there, and you've got the jump drive in the center as well, the oxygen tank on the bottom. It just really feels like an engine room. It's just missing like a computer terminal or something. So we'll continue back through here, and this time we're going to go up the staircase. So this staircase leads us to the control room that is here, where I believe this is like a sort of bridge area. You just come in here, it's protected, it's lower down from the actual window area, and you can control the ship from that point. You've also got a nice seat there for your passenger, and you've got the gravity drive on that side so everyone can walk around quite safely with their feet on the ground. As you come up through this area, you go back onto the catwalk. I don't know what it is about this ship that makes me just like the design of it. I don't know if it's stripped away and the whole bare bones factor is really attracting me to the design itself, but we'll just quickly hop into the cockpit and we'll have a quick little bit of a test flight. So if I spawn my character into this area and we walk ourselves down these stairs and enter into this cockpit, we'll just see exactly how it handles. I'll just need to zoom out a little bit so we can see that. So we've got quite a good acceleration, but what's great about this cargo ship, you could really imagine evading pirates because the maneuverability of it is really good. You've got the gyroscopes quite strong. If a pirate pops out of nowhere, you can change course, try to avoid them, avoid taking that fire. Let's see how fast it comes to a stop. Now, its slowing down is a little bit slower. For a ship of this size, you'd expect it to slow down a lot faster, but still, it's not too bad. You can see we're drifting at 2 angles here, and then we're coming back to a stop. But the roll and the rotation on the gyroscopes is absolutely great for evading pirates. Anyway, check this out on the workshop. I'm sure there's some great ideas that you could use from this to build your own sort of bare bones cargo ship. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.